Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you why your business has stopped growing and how to find the blockage. So every business plateau has a cause. When a business stops growing, most people assume the problem is motivation, effort, or strategy. They work harder, try new tactics, and chase new ideas. None of it works because they're treating the symptom rather than diagnosing the actual problem. Every business plateau has a specific, identifiable cause. There is a block somewhere in the system. Find the block, remove it, and the business starts moving again. It's not more complicated than that. This doc covers how to think about your business as a system of interconnected processes, what stalling actually means in concrete terms, and how to use hiring and automation to keep the system running as it scales. This is part of an ongoing series where I'm documenting my cold email campaigns and agency building in real time. If you're new here, my name is Dominic Schwantes. I'm the founder of Workflows, a B2B AI lead generation agency. I document everything I do in real time, the campaigns, the systems, and the results. What you'll find in this doc is based on what actually works, it's not some theory. So, how to think about your business as a system. Every business, regardless of what it sells, operates as a series of contingency systems. A contingency system is a sequence of steps where each step depends on the completion of the one before it. The output of step 1 becomes the input for step 2. Step 3 can't start until step 2 is done, and so on. To make this concrete, here's what a cold email agency looks like as a contingency system. Number 1 is to register sending domains. Number 2 is to set up inboxes under those domains. Step 3 is to configure DNS authentication across all the domains. Step 4 is to run the warm-up across those inboxes. Step 5 is to build and verify the lead list. Step 6 is to write the campaign scripts. Step 7 is to load scripts and leads into the sending campaign. Step 8 is to send the emails. Step 9 is to manage inbox replies and book calls. Now, Step 9 can only happen because Step 8 happened. Step 8 can only happen because Steps 1 through 7 were completed. Each step is contingent upon the one before it. If any single step breaks down, everything that comes after it stops too. The same structure applies to every part of the business, not just fulfillment. Marketing is a contingency system. You produce content or outreach, which generates leads, which creates the opportunity for sales conversations to happen at all. Sales is a contingency system. Someone books a call, pre-call assets go out, the call happens, an offer is made, a contract is signed, and the onboarding begins. Fulfillment is a contingency system. The steps to deliver the result for the client flow in sequence, each dependent on the previous. And these three major systems are also contingent upon each other. Marketing has to work before sales can work, and sales has to work before fulfillment needs to work. It's a system of systems. Once you see your business as a series of contingency systems, the question of why it isn't growing becomes much easier to answer. Something in the sequence is blocked, and your job is to find it. What stalling actually is. When a business plateaus, it means there is a blockage at some point in one of its contingency systems. The throughput of some step isn't high enough to allow the next step to function at the volume required for growth. Here's what that looks like in practice. Stalling in marketing. You can't generate enough leads. Your outreach isn't producing enough replies. Your content isn't bringing in enough inbound interest, and the top of the funnel is too narrow for everything downstream to grow. Stalling in sales looks like leads are coming in but you can't close them, calls are being booked but not converting, and something in the sales conversation or the offer itself is creating a blockage. Stalling in the fulfillment stage looks like you have clients but you can't take on anymore. The delivery is taking too long, requiring too much of your time, or producing inconsistent results, and the fulfillment system can't handle more volume. Think of it like a wheel with spokes. If you put a stick through one of the spokes, the whole wheel stops. It doesn't matter how good the rest of the wheel is. One blockage halts everything. Across all three systems, marketing, sales, and fulfillment, there could be dozens of individual steps. Any one of them could be the spoke with the stick in it. Your job is to identify which one. Now, the next important question is how to find the blockage. Start from the top. Are you generating enough leads? If you're not, the blockage is in the marketing. If yes, move to the next system. Are you closing enough of the calls you're booking? If no, the blockage is in sales. If yes, move on. Can you fulfill for as many clients as you're signing? If not, the blockage is in the fulfillment. Once you've identified which system is blocked, drill down into the specific steps within that system to find exactly where the throughput is breaking down. That's the step to fix it. A business that isn't growing is not a business with a motivation problem. It's a business with a blocked step in a contingency system. Identify the step, fix the step, and the growth resumes. Now, there are two reasons businesses fail to scale. The first reason is failing to create systems. If the activities in your business aren't systematized, they can't be consistently executed, and they can't be handed off. A fulfillment process that exists only in your head is a process that breaks the moment you're unavailable. A client acquisition approach that's improvised every week is not a system. It's a series of one-off efforts that produces unpredictable results. Every repeatable activity in your business needs to be turned into a sequence of steps, written down, documented, executable by someone other than you. If it isn't, the business is dependent on your personal involvement at every stage, and it will cap out at whatever capacity you personally have. Reason number 2 is failing to create orchestration. Having a system defined is not the same as having it run. Orchestration is the act of ensuring each step in the system actually gets executed consistently at the required volume. Orchestration is delivered through two mechanisms: people and automation. Every step and every system in your business should be assigned to one of these two. Either a person does it or automation does it. If neither is assigned, the step will eventually stop happening and the system will collapse. When a step stops getting done, it doesn't just affect that step. It blocks every subsequent step in the sequence. The entire downstream flow stalls. This is why inconsistency is so destructive at scale. It's not just one missed task. It's a broken link that cuts everything that follows it off from functioning. Now let's break down these orchestration mechanisms. Orchestration in practice for people and automation. So for automation, automate any step that can be automated without a meaningful reduction in quality or consistency. The benefit is obvious. Automation doesn't get tired, doesn't forget, and scales without additional cost. For a cold email agency, significant portions of the process can be automated. Lead sourcing, email verification, domain setup, warm-up monitoring, sending, follow-up sequences, calendar reminders, pre-call sequences, and the list goes on. For a content agency, AI can handle first drafts, script outlines, research summaries, and repurposing of existing content across formats. The creative judgment stays human. The mechanical production doesn't have to. The rule is straightforward. If a step can be automated without degrading the output, automate it. Use the time saved to focus on the steps that generally require human judgment. Now for the hiring mechanism. For steps that can't be automated, you need people. There are two types of people worth understanding when hiring. Task doers are people who execute specific, well-defined activities reliably. They need clear instructions and a defined scope. Given those things, they perform their function consistently. A video editor, a script writer, a cold email campaign manager. These roles have a clear deliverable and can be evaluated directly on the quality of that deliverable. Orchestrators are people with what could be called figure-it-out ability. They can take an unclear problem, investigate it independently, and find a solution without requiring step-by-step instruction. They understand systems, not just tasks. They can manage other people, build processes, and identify problems before they become crises. Orchestrators are rarer and more expensive. They're also worth significantly more because they multiply the output of everyone around them. The key is matching the person to the role correctly. Putting an orchestrator in a pure task doer role and usually leads them to leaving. Putting a task doer in an orchestrator role leads things to not getting done and problems not getting caught. So when hiring for a task doer, test the specific skill directly. If you need a video editor, give them a raw clip and ask them to edit it. The output tells you everything. When hiring an orchestrator, test for the trade itself. Give them an ambiguous problem and see how they approach it. Do they ask clarifying questions and then figure it out? Or do they come back with a solution that shows they understood the broader context? That's what figure-it-out ability looks like in practice. The goal of orchestration is to make the system run without requiring your personal involvement in every step. You build the system, you assign every step to a person or an automation, you verify it's running, and that's the whole job. So for the most important question, how to apply this to your business right now? If you're not sure what to work on today, this framework gives you a very clear answer. Map out all the steps in your marketing, sales, and fulfillment systems, every box in every contingency sequence. Then ask 3 questions about each step. Is the step getting done? If no, that's your immediate priority. Everything downstream of this step is blocked. Is the step being done by the right mechanism? Should it be automated but isn't? Is it consuming your personal time when it could be handled by someone else? And thirdly, is the step producing the right output? Even if a step is getting done, it may be producing insufficient volume or quality to allow the next step to function properly. The answers to these 3 questions will tell you exactly where to focus, not on new strategies or new tools, but on the specific step in the specific system that is limiting your growth right now. Fix that step and then move on to the next one. Now I put together the system checklist for you guys. You should be able to check every single item off this list. Is your marketing system, sales system, and fulfillment system mapped as a sequence of steps? Is every step assigned to either a person or an automation? When you've identified a blockage, which step is limiting the throughput right now? Is the blockage going to be resolved via automation, hiring, or personal action? Does each system have SOPs written so steps can be executed without you? Do your hiring tests match the type of role, task doer versus orchestrator? If you can tick off all of these items, you're in the clear. So what this means for you. A plateauing business is not a broken business. It's a business with a block step that hasn't been identified yet. Map the systems, find the block, and fix it. Assign every step to a person or an automation. Keep the system running. That's literally the whole game, and everything else is just pure noise. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.